And hello and welcome now to Marathon Stadium, Newcastle. A big crowd, probably in excess of 20,000 to see this match tonight. First weekend of the Winfield Cup 93. The home side, Newcastle, taking on Eastern Suburbs, and David Waite has stuck with the 13 players that he finished 1992 with. Michael Hagan, magnificent record for the club, 89 appearances, hasn't missed a game in four years, and on the two occasions that happened, it was for State of Origin. Now Eastern Suburbs, they come out behind Captain Craig Salvatore. Finished sixth overall last year and hopeful of better things in the new season. Gary Freeman wears the number 7 shirt. There's their team. A sprinkling of youth, a touch of experience, but Freeman is the man. If he's allowed to fire by Newcastle's defence, Eastern Suburbs could go home with the prize here tonight. Ground looks to be in very fast condition. Schuster it is that kicks off. And it's not the deep kick-off that we see from Schuster. Eastern Suburbs coming up with the ball just outside their 20-metre line on the first play. Freeman, cut-out pass. Lowry was there to take it on the fingertips. And he'll play the ball 20 metres away from the Newcastle line. Freeman again, steps around Schuster, puts the kick in the air. They all look to be onside to me. Godden makes the mistake. Here's a try coming. Young Murray will go in and pick up the first try. Murray scores for Eastern Suburbs. Freeman, he threw the Newcastle side. A dummy by the step around Schuster, and then he holds back the kick.
They have looked vulnerable, Newcastle, against the high kick. They haven't really contested him that well. There's Godden flying in, unable to come up with the ball, and good work from the replacement player, Jason Lowry, his second touch of the football. And he finds on his outside Scott Murray, who improved the angle. 4-0 Eastern Suburbs. A good kick. Godden, well, there were players around him. He just didn't judge it as well as he would have liked. Plenty of Eastern Suburbs support players there. As I said, Newcastle have looked vulnerable when the ball's gone high.
Brendan Hall, with the goal-kicking duties today, hooks this one too much, and no addition to the scoreboard. Eastern Suburbs leading Newcastle 4-0. In fact, it was Herman. Flash of the headgear and took a punt on him, but there's a great pass by Harrigan, but the referee says forward.
Yes, got to agree. I thought it was a touch forward.
No markers there for Newcastle. Lowry able to get the pass away for Freeman. Freeman gets inside Brunker, makes good yardage, down about 30 metres out, beats another, looks for support in vain. Pulled down by Robbie O'Davis. Away now from Orford, through Marshall. It's gone on through Murray. Salvatore floats it out. Brendan Hall gives it to Appleby. Appleby goes for the corner, but Ainscough wraps him up. 5 tackles gone now. Eastern Suburbs, Gaffey. Gaffey goes for the corner and puts it down. That's the second try to Eastern Suburbs, and scored by Nigel Gaffey.
And great work from the Roosters, firstly by Gary Freeman down this side of the field. He beat the tackle of Matthew Rodwell coming up in cover defence. They fanned the ball, beautiful work from Salvatore. This was the play that set it up. Gary Freeman beats his opposing player, very selective, didn't want to throw a silly ball. And have a look at this for hands as we lead into the next play. Well, eventually you'll see the markers go to sleep. There's Ainscough. One of the markers had to go to the blind side. Nigel Gaffey read it particularly well. They were under a lot of pressure. But in the previous play, Salvatore threw a beautiful pass to Brendan Hall. And eventually Nigel Gaffey took advantage of that. Have a look at this pass now. Salvatore outside Schuster, picks up a flying Brendan Hall. Appleby does a marvellous job to catch that one. Thought he'd gone past Jamie Ainscough. Now the marker work is ordinary here. Ainscough fighting. Hagan, well, he was going to the open side as well. You won't see an easier try.
22 metres out. It's got plenty of height and distance. Oh, it's a great kick. Sensational kick by Brendan Hall. 10-0 in favour of Eastern Suburbs. Some assistance from Harrigan. Freeman. Wide ball for Ricketson, then for Silva. Steps, beats the forwards, comes to the 10-metre line. Good head-on tackle by O'Davis. One-on-one tackle. Ricketson, 2 metres out from the line. 5 gone. Marshall. Back for Salvatore. Cut out pass. Orford. He goes in to pick up a try. Eastern Suburbs really starting to carve the Knights up.
Well, what about this for a start? The first 7 minutes of the second half, Eastern Suburbs have just shown what they are capable of. Beautiful work from Craig Salvatore on the blind side. I don't know whether he meant this pass, but it was a pearler. Look at this. The cut-out pass. 3 men actually went on Rod Silver, and Jeff Orford had a fairly easy run to the line. Good lead up once again in the previous couple of plays. Salvatore, the big cut-out pass, caught the winger out. Tony Herman. And Jeff Orford again runs in the try. This is the lead-up play. Some beautiful work here by Luke Ricketson. Puts Silver into a gap. He steps inside Mark Glanville, who was off balance. A nice tackle at fullback from Robbie O'Davis. But they had the momentum, Eastern Suburbs, and they put it into points.
It's from the opposite side of the ground, and a very strong breeze. Coming into the teeth of this kick. He's got the distance, I think. The direction, just short. Good kick, but no points. 14-0 in favour of Eastern Suburbs over Newcastle. Players that you grow accustomed to seeing, running at gaps and coming out the other side. They're just not able to find it in this Eastern Suburbs defensive line. Harrigan, good work. Boyd away for Schuster. This has got to be a try. Ain't go. He puts it down for the Knights. Well, at last, they can breathe that feeling of satisfaction.
There's a beautiful try there, but some lazy defence apart from Gary Freeman on the blind side of the ruck. Have a look at this. They switch play. Gary Freeman is already up there. His other support players in defence, Salvatore, didn't come up with him. Neither did Brendan Hall. He may have gone up too quickly, Gary Freeman, but if he was going to go up, they all had to go up together. Beautiful work from the Newcastle side. They took advantage of that poor defence, keeping the ball alive. Lovely pass, that one, onto John Schuster, put him into a gaping hole, and he positioned his player outside the replacement, Jamie Ainscough, very nicely. They had to be the next to score, Newcastle. They're back in the game. Still a lot to do.
One hell of a kick. But he has got the breeze with him. 20 metres out. There it goes, but he's hooked it too much. No goal. 14-4 now in favour of East over Newcastle. This East defence mauling over the top of him, as they have been all day. Here's a good ball, and a good run by Big Harrigan. The Chief down to the 22, bumps away from another. Hagan is held. Oh, I thought that would be a certain try. Now they're wide to the left, the Knights. They need quick ball and wide. McCormick away, Rodwell read the play. Marquette to the 20, Brunker gives the pass. Shocking pass for Marquette. Or should I say for Herman.
Yes, it looked like try time, didn't it? Harrigan had a lot of support, and the best man yields. Well, this is the next play where they finally put the ball down. Pass from Brunker to Herman, a little bit in front of him, down it went. That was a let-off.
Gaffey it is that runs away right across the park. Appleby.
Well, he keeps it alive, finds Gaffey. Too much pace for Sargent. Here's O'Davis again called on to make a cover defending tackle. He does so. From end to end this game now.
28 metres out from the Newcastle line. A sloppy play the ball. In fact, the ball was struck for, and referee Harrigan restarts the tackle count. So this is the first. Hall, short pass for Beecraft, who's back on there, and I think he's hurt.
Yes, Harrigan is going to be called out here. Didn't quite see the incident, but the player has stayed down. And this would be an important penalty if it's a decision against Paul Harrigan, right in front of the post, and it is 22 metres out. They look to take the 2. Here we see the tackle, Harrigan coming in. Yeah, the swinging arm up high. That was on Dennis Beecraft.
So with Beecraft replaced, Brendan Hall takes the kick from right in front. And no mistakes from the centre three-quarter. Been kicking well today, and Eastern Suburbs lead 16-4. Davis, cross for Ainsko, now for Hagan. Marquette gets it away for Schuster. He's very fast. Here comes Silver across the park. Schuster goes inside in, dashes away from 1 and 2. Oh, goody, Schuster! That's a great try! Good work! Schuster gets the try for the Knights.
And beautiful work from the Newcastle side, prepared to throw the football from their own quarter. Great work from Marquette out wide, puts Schuster into the open spaces. He had plenty to do. I thought Gaffey, who was a very quick back rower, may have been able to pick him up. Couldn't do so, but here they are. That's the 20-metre line, so they've got a long way to travel. Nice pass from Hagan. Marquette, the winger comes in. Appleby's not normally a winger, got caught out there. Gaffey in pursuit. Schuster coming up to Rod Silver now, coming across. Scott Murray's there. Gaffey had a good shot. Good friend from Schuster. And he goes in under the posts. 13 minutes to go. That's a crucial try for the Knights. It will be converted by the man who scored the try, so they're right back in this game. Appleby did poorly, didn't need to come in. But John Schuster really should have been cleaned up here. Silver was caught off balance. There's the fend. The despairing ankle tap attempt. That was no good. And the fans love it.
Right in front, easy one for John Schuster. He guides it over the bar. And the Knights are within 6 points now. Freeman calls for it. Pushes it through the hands and through Murray to Tassel. Gets his pass to Orford. That's the ball game. Orford gets his second try.
Oh, forget the field goal. Have enough confidence in the outside men to put a try on. Beautiful work there from the replacement player, Jason Tassel. Got a great ball away. Gary Freeman directing things once again. Lovely work here. This is where the try is set up. Brunker caught out poorly in defence. Herman actually falls over. Nice little swan dive at the end there. I don't know if it was needed, but who cares? Jeff Orford has scored the important 4 points. This is the good work here from this replacement player here, Tassel. Commits 2 players. Brunker needed to stay out. And there's Herman. Well, he fell at the wrong time.
Hall. 22 out, and he hooks it badly. But he won't be worried about it, I wouldn't imagine. 20 points to 10. Nice score line for Eastern Suburbs. And seconds ticking away. With the Roosters, a thoroughly impressive performance. They didn't come here with too many people thinking that they would win the ball game, but they've done more than that. They've been decisive in their work. Marshall has cramped up. The siren has sounded. And Bill Harrigan acknowledges that. So at full time, the Roosters, a marvellous performance, defeating Newcastle by 20 points to 10.